All right, guys. Welcome to Get Bit, the podcast for blurs and nerds, and of all people for fandom to enjoy. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, and of course, with me, I don't want to say high-pitched intern Joe. It doesn't sound right.
All right, high-pitched co-host Joe.
High-pitched co-host. I got Joe. I got Joe with me. Joe, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good.
This
is why he lets me keep going back on. I make him laugh within the first minute of the episode.
Oh, wow. I tried. So before we do get started, guys, this is family friendly, which means we do try to watch our language, although some cuss words will fly, so apologize in advance. And of course, we may show trailers that might be a little too extreme for young viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So a lot of stuff, not really a lot that we're going to go into tonight, guys, but we're still going to do it anyway. We're first going to actually start with the shows of the week. Thankfully, there were no crappy shows. This is actually the one time that the next three shows we're going to talk about were actually all good. We'll first start with the Flash one, because that was the only CW episode, CW show that actually had new episodes this week. Of course, season 7, episode 6, titled "The One with the 90s." In which the Flash itself, this was actually, as Joe pointed out before the podcast started, this was actually a Flash episode that really did not have the Flash in it. This was actually following what happened back in the previous episode, of course, Barry being weakened, the Speed Force taking, of course, the form of his mother, and of course the Speed Force is saying that it's now in danger. Of course, Joe talked about this on the previous podcast, that the new season of The Flash is following the Force Quest. We've already seen the Strength Force with Furiza, and we've seen Psyche with the Sage Force. So it's only evident that we're going to see the Force here, which in this case they called it I believe the Still Force, which was green. And so we actually did see that, and also a little bit of Chester and I cannot think of his name to save my life right now. I'm too busy laughing. Of Ramon. Cisco, thank you, because I'm trying to laugh and do this at the same time. It's terrible. So we did see Cisco and Chester kind of have a adventure of their own, per se, with them being stuck in a time bubble, if you will. Of course, going up against the Paragon, known as Devin, who is the Paragon of the Still Force, which allows them the ability to, of course, allows the user the ability to control time, as we've seen, to the point to where you can almost wipe somebody's memory, which Cisco lost his briefly. But I'll let Joe take it from here. But what did you think of that episode? So, because I thought it was a great episode.
I thought it was a great episode for the A-plot. I thought using Game of Thrones to make 7-year-old Cisco 30-year-old Cisco was kind of dumb.
Hey, Game of Thrones works when it needs to.
Yeah, but still, that's just really weird. The B-plot was actually equally dumb. It's Speed Mom just learning to be actual mom.
Yeah, that I'll admit that was a little weird, as far as, you know, an omnipotent being that is literally of course, arguably one of the most powerful forces in DC, and she's having a hard time adjusting to human feelings. It's a little off.
Now, how do I put this? This kind of feels like it's 3 episodes condensed into 1 episode. Like, they shoved 3 different things in here that really could have expanded on each episode in this season. Like, specifically, the main plot is fantastic. The Chester Crunk getting to know his dad and understanding how his dad...
that was the feels part. I'll give you that.
Was really, really good. But you also could have had an episode where it shows Katie and Killer Frost kind of learning to cope with being each other.
Yeah.
Someone joined the channel.
We got somebody. We got Vaughn. Hey, there he is.
Yay!
So
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, dude. So definitely, Vaughn, welcome. Of course, my other podcasting brother in arms, if you will, the man that actually inspired me to do podcasting, Big BZA Dot. So, not to interrupt you, Joe, I'm gonna let you get back to that in a minute. Vaughn, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm no tired, boss.
You sound tired. You sound like you might need a couple. You might sound like you might need some caffeine, or I would say some Pollo Loco, but I'm not gonna wish that on anybody.
But I'm all right, man. I'm happy to be in the company of great guys now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, cool.
I hope all is well with you guys, man.
Can't complain. But we were actually talking about the Flash episode this week. And have you seen the Flash? Have you seen any of the Flash episodes?
I stopped watching the Flash around season 4. Once Stretch Armstrong and all that, nah. And plus, they never killed Cisco. The one thing that I wanted to happen, has it happened? I'll come back if it's happened.
What happened in season 1? They just brought it back. That's all.
Yeah. Why do you want Cisco to die? But then again, I still say Joe has to die. So then again, I'm curious. Why you want Cisco to die?
I always felt like he was just. They never had the stereotypical black person on there, so it was like their way of trying to keep up with the newest, hippest. Like, he would always just have a way of saying something and kind of like just looking at the crowd like, is it cool? Like, we're lit or something like that. It was just that whole.
You felt it was overdoing it.
Like, he was there. He was the cool factor in my eye, and it was the natural or needed.
Okay, so it was you felt like it was kind of overdoing it. Like he just has to get the crowd's attention somehow, some way.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't natural or needed. I mean, not as far as the character. I'm not that familiar with the whole Flash lore, but I just didn't like his character. It could just be the person playing it.
Say what, Joe?
Said Vibe's dead in the comics. Vibe's been dead for a while in the comics.
So technically, you kind of got your wish, Vaughn. He kind of got your wish in a sense. But no.
Okay, when that season comes on, then I'll be back, maybe.
But I'm sorry. I mean, you ain't got too long ago because every CW season kind of has an 8 run, and then by the time it gets to that 8th season, it gets crappy. Ask Arrow. But go ahead, Joe. What were you saying about the rest of the episode?
So, like I said, it kind of feels like they crammed 3 episodes together. Like, it opened with, like, all the time displaced stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's cool. Maybe we'll get, like, a time adventure, then go into the Still Force. Turns out the Still Force was doing this. I kind of wish this was, like, done in 2 episodes. Like, we get Cisco and Chester's stuff.
Right.
Then we get Flash dealing with the time displaced stuff. But it just magically all wrapped up in one place.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna stretch that out because you kind of saw at the end, of course, they captured Sykes, so Sykes captured. Furaza's still out there, so I think they kind of want to continue the whole story with the Paragon with Still Force because we still want to know why are all these 3 forces after the Speed Force. And I mean, like I said, my Force Quest kind of history is kind of a little fuzzy on my side. But overall, I still don't get me wrong, with the whole Chester meeting his dad and seeing that everything that he's about was because of his dad's doing, and it kind of brought that whole thing full circle. But yeah, it's like some things did get lost in the mix. Killer Frost, the whole Killer Frost story about her being a wanted criminal all of a sudden is now kind of went to the wayside. And then it's almost, of course they can't talk about the Elongated Man just because, well, he's pretty much in character purgatory right now until they recast him. But yeah, pretty much. But I mean, overall, it wasn't
something.
The actor who played the Elongated Man. Let's just say he should be very careful about his tweets. Twitter always does people in. Especially
the only other thing other than Baskin Robbins, Twitter knows.
Twitter always finds out.
Like Pepper's Farm. Who never forgets? Pepper's Farm remembers.
Yeah, that's what happened to the actor who played the Elongated Man. They went back and found some tweets he did, and CW was not playing. They turned around and 86 this character to the point to where it was like it was almost like a Thanos snap. It was like, what about Elongated Man? We've never heard of him. It's like it's all canon. But overall, Flash was good. I did want to get to Falcon and the Winter Soldier because Vaughn, I don't want to spoil this for you. Have you seen the latest episode?
No, but go ahead, man, because this with these 2 days off, that's what I plan on doing. I'm catching up on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and seeing with this whole "it was Agatha all along" crap.
Oh, WandaVision? Yeah, now I talked to you about WandaVision. Yeah. You're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be disappointed about WandaVision. But this episode,
I said listen to Double Toasted talk about, and they pretty much spoiled everything. So do what you do, man. I'm sitting here.
I was about to say, because I was talking, with Joe before we started. I said this latest episode of Falcon the Winter Soldier. I see why John Walker took the serum, because he tried to fight the Dora Milaje, and it did not end well. So just to give you guys a recap, where Falcon and Winter Soldier is, keep in mind they are now working with Baron Zemo. Walker and Battlestar had caught up with them as they're trying to meet Carly, and of course Carly is I guess, Joe, we can call her the quote-unquote leader of the Flag Smashers, I guess you can say. What's going on, Mom?
No, at this point, I'm just calling her an ends to the means. She is... I still don't care about the Flag Smasher stuff. She is literally the reason that we get... And I made this Simpsons joke today on my Facebook of, oh, look, you can literally see where he goes from Captain America to U.S. Agent right there.
Oh, what do you guys asking? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say, Vaughn?
Well, that.
The normalized you, as in the Black Panther's bodyguard.
Yep, as in the Royal Guards.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see how you got.
He got.
Yeah, I see how he took an ass whooping.
Oh, it was disrespectful. Okay.
Wait, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good to curse. Because we gave the disclaimer way before, so you're good. So anybody still listening at this point, that's on them. But no, when I tell you that there's a certain scene in this recent episode where basically the episode prior, at the end of it all, Bucky runs into one of the Dora Milaje who still wants Zemo for the death of King T'Challa back in Civil War. So of course Bucky's asking for time. They gave him 8 hours, and then once the 8 hours were up, they came hunting. At the time when they caught up with him, of course John Walker thinks that, hey, I'm the new Captain America. Everybody should work with me, and of course the Dora Milaje give zero. They give zero F's about it, right? And you see it. But what's so funny about it is that you'll see it, Vaughn, once you watch it. What was so funny about it was he tried to walk up to them and try to say, hey, let's work together. And he put his hand on one of the shoulders of the women, and that's when the fight started. And you want to talk about disrespectful? One of them literally took the shield from him and tried and used it. If that is not the...
No. They took the shield and they were going to take it because it's vibranium.
Yeah. I mean, but it's the fact that she's sitting there standing over him like, I wish you would try to take it. That look she gave him was, I wish you would try. And the whole time I'm just like, just stay down, John. Just stay down. This is not, nobody has to know about this ass whooping you just took. Because
from what I heard, he's had a scene where there was a conflict going on and somebody got in his face and he had to go do the whole, do you know who I am? And it's like, if anybody who asks that question is, I feel bad for you, because you have the shield. People should know who you are. So it's like there's an energy difference between Captain Rogers and this new guy. Obviously.
Oh yeah,
this is where I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but John Walker, and that's the thing about it, is like me and Joe talked about this last week with Toxic Fans. Like John Walker, Wayne Russell, Kurt Russell's son, is the guy who plays him. amazing actor because he plays John Walker, who is basically a dick in the comics, and he plays him so well that you have toxic fans going after him with death threats, talking about you're not the real Captain America, and then I'm like, dude, first and foremost, amazing actor. Second of all, y'all need to kind of displace reality from the actual person. You can hate the character, but don't hate the actor. I mean, he's just getting the role of a lifetime. But no, John Walker but John Walker in the comics, he's a dick. So it makes sense in this episode this most recent episode that it's like he did everything wrong. He didn't give Sam the time to really get through to Carly, which is the leader of the Flag Smashers. To give you an idea, Vaughn, think the Flag Smashers are basically a bunch of people who basically somehow got a hold of a superhero soldier serum. So they're as strong. So they're as strong as Captain America. They're as fast as Captain America. And at the time, Walker was just human. He was not given He was not given a serum. He was pretty much given a outfit and a shield. That's it.
Now, is this some real deal serum or something crazy like
it's it's basically the refined serum that Captain America had. Because they had found somebody who was able to really synthesize the super soldier serum, and he said I just refined it. So anybody, it didn't matter if it made you bigger. It didn't make, because we know, of course, when we saw Captain America, you saw Steve Rogers as skinny, and then after the formula was taken and put him on a raise, he came out buff. In this case, it's more streamlined. Their physiology doesn't change, but they have all the pluses of it. So they don't come out looking like all they ate was just steroids and protein for 6 months.
So Steve Rogers would have been in his former shape, but still beating the shit out of people.
Yes, had he had the same formula, he would have been skinny, but still would have been throwing people around like boulders.
Which would have been a hell of a throw off.
Right. But the one thing I will tell you about this episode before I turn it over to Joe, because I know he's got some stuff to say about this, is when you start watching Falcon the Winter Soldier, Baron Zemo is gonna make your day. And I will put it this way. You may not depending on how you feel about him in Civil War, you may or may have not liked him, but this series that he's in with them is funny as all get out. Because the
thing I like... Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
It's like you wanted to hate him, but you understood him, which is one of the things that Marvel is getting better when it comes to their villains. It's like not just this mustache twirling, I'm going to destroy everything.
Right.
You see, I'm looking at you. It's people with real issues, like something happened to him in the past, even with like Iron Man 3, the villain in that. It was something that happened in the past that caused this man to really be like, yeah, I can see why he would want to come back after you, Tony. I get it. So yeah. I get Baron Zemos' plight in that movie.
Yeah, but since we'll be catching up on that, I think, like I said, it's only 5 episodes in. I think for Falcon the Winter Soldier, I think they're gonna stick with 8. But Joe, what did you think of this week's episode of Falcon Winter Soldier?
Well, I still don't care about the Flag Smashers.
I think at this point
I just do.
Go ahead.
Like, they are really only there to serve a purpose of turning Captain America into U.S. agent at this point. Literally, they are an ends to justify the means, which is hilarious because that's a lot about what this episode was about.
Yeah.
But, like, we know the main girl is already conflicted. She really didn't want to kill those people, but she had to. No, she doesn't see herself as a supremacist, but she kind of is.
She's changing.
Yeah, but it's one of those. Just pull the trigger on U.S. Agent already. We know what this is going to turn into.
Right.
Them killing Battlestar kind of.
I still see he ain't dead.
No, he dead.
I don't think he's dead.
If his head cut to the side, he is dead. Which I still say that was kind of that had to be an ad-lib thing, because his head was fine. I don't think his neck was broken, then all of a sudden his head just tilts. Like, no reason.
could be knocked out, but I still say he ain't dead. But go ahead.
We do get to see Walker reenact the Baron Blood scene from John Burns' run with the Shield. Only, let me put it this way, slightly less graphic than the Baron Blood incident.
Oh, so does that blood and guts tied to the Shield this time? Just blood. Certain entrails are hanging off the Shield. I know what scene you were talking about.
I mean, if you're gonna go burn, go full burn. Right. So,
blood and guts. So the mouse is allowing them. They getting that raw?
No. This is the comic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
No, in the episode, you just see blood. You don't see anything. I mean, I can give it to him the whole cinematic of seeing Walker just snap and say, "Bump this," and just take the edge of the Shield, and the way they did the camera on the Shield and the body and just the impact. It actually had more effect. I will give it that. It had way more effect. And then at the end, you just see, everybody staring at U.S. Agent. He's sitting there with the Shield. The lower part of it is just blood-soaked. So it did get that effect.
The other thing is I don't even remember her name. And and guys, again, I want to reiterate this. I think the actress is fantastic. It's just the character is absolutely forgettable to me.
Carter?
But main Flag Smasher girl, she understands that she did this. And this is her problem.
I still say she's changing. That she went from we're not violent, they're violent, to she's slowly turned to I choose violence. Like I tried your route.
She the result of that very quickly.
Yeah, because
maybe I could just walk away. No, here's his AK-47. But that's how she goes.
Vaughn, I kid you not. When you watch it, she will literally. I mean, you see one guy sit there and say, "We hurt innocent people." She says, "More to the cause." Like stone faced. Like when you see her in episode 2 versus episode 5, episode 2, she still got this little bit of innocence about her, but episode 5, nothing. She's like, it's the mission. Either you with us or you ain't. And that's kind of how it was, because Sam is still trying to be a good man, trying to save her. Baron Zemo's like, dude, you're not gonna save her. He says, he's like, your main flaw is that you're a good man and that you see good in everyone, but there is no good in her. And it's kind of bad that the arch villain is sitting there telling you that
don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Pretty much. And so it's kind of funny where, of course, Bucky and Sam. Well, if it's Bucky and Sandwich, you're going to love that. Because I've been laughing about them. It's like, we're not partners, but we'll back each other up. It's like, I can't stand you, but I'll go in the firefight with you. And even though Bucky got disarmed, and I do mean that in the most literal way humanly possible, he got disarmed.
I got to get laughed for that.
Making puns.
No. That actually happened. Like, when he was fighting with the Dora Milaje, the woman who basically, because they kind of did a little snippet, which is kind of interesting how they did it, because we always assumed that Shuri deprogrammed him, as far as him saying the words and actually being programmed. So what they actually did at the beginning of this episode was kind of show like what actually fixed him. And they're not saying that Shuri didn't take credit for it, but they try to say that one of the Dora Milaje actually helped him to make sure that he, those words don't trigger him anymore. Which is kind of funny because Baron Zemo tried it the first time he saw him. He's like, I just want to make sure, I just want to see if it'll work. So he was still a dick from Jump Street.
Why not?
I mean, Zemo in this episode is fantastic. He pretty much tips off the kids of go tell everybody you can't trust these guys.
Pretty much.
Gets information super easily. Just quietly excuses himself from a fight.
Oh, that was smooth. He smooth walked out.
That was just hilarious. He's just like, yeah, I'm out. I'm just gonna close these doors. I'm out.
I'm still mad that Sam said he went El Chapo on us with the bathtub slid to the side and straight out.
He's not wrong.
I said he went on Chapo. But no.
The one thing I thought they may have gone this route. I'm glad I'm wrong, but they did say since the serum was refined, it's like, well, Zemo's going to take that, so he'll be on equal standing with everybody.
Right.
Because basically the serum is basically Vitality X from the comic, which Zemo takes. It makes him just a smidge under Steve.
Right.
But he's above everybody else, but just under Steve.
Yeah, because, nobody
But then he just crushes all the vials, like, well, he can go that route too. I'm fine with that.
Which I thought was...
He's at least consistent, and he's not a hypocrite to what he wants. He wants these super soldiers gone.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I did like about that, too. Is like, he was really sticking to that whole thing of super soldiers don't need to exist. He says Captain America was 1 in a million. And that's, he's like, Captain America was 1 in a million of a guy who would, he was a good man throughout, and it made him great. He says, it's kind of funny, as you talked about, every vial was smashed except the one Walker found. And I was like, yep, and we now see we see the dark side. Everybody's like, he went dark side. No, he was always Sith. He just decided to break out the lightsaber finally. That's all he did. I mean, you could sit there and say he was trying to play both sides, but he wasn't.
It's like,
and they bring up something
$1 million.
Pretty much.
And they bring up something that actually corresponds with the movie, too. The first Captain America movie. Which is right before Steve gets the serum, the doctor tells, like, you're a good man.
Yep.
No matter what happens, do not be the perfect soldier, just be a good man. And it was a contrast that came up today I saw on Facebook where it shows Steve and
John Walker, right.
Where it shows Steve, good man, John Walker, perfect soldier.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I did like that foreshadowing on it. I did. This is the whole thing of, whatever he's like, he kept on saying the formula would, amplify whatever's there. So he said, if it makes a good man, I'll make a good man great. If it makes a bad man, if it's, makes him worse. So, I mean, I dig that. And like I said,
tools you need to destroy yourself if you're a bad person.
Yeah, you just basically become Red Skull, really. You just become a guy, you just become a pissed off Nazi with a God complex. But no, with Falcon.
So hold on. Well, we got ice cream bit. Do we think by the end of this episode? Do we think by the end of this series we're going to see John Walker in a black and red version of his costume?
Yes. Because I think it'll be.
Okay, then we don't need to make an ice cream bet because you and I are in agreement.
I'm gonna be honest. And I know Vaughn. I was like, I have to show Vaughn that because yes, U.S. Agent actually went from the. And again, I know you're gonna see all this, and I feel bad for telling you all this before you actually watch it. But I know you're. I know you're still.
The job was dangerous when I took it, Will.
Dang, I knew the job was dangerous when I took it. But
honestly,
yes.
I think John Walker's costume will look better as as a black version with red.
Yeah, because I think.
Honest to God, I don't think it looks good blue, but when it goes black, which hopefully it will, I think it's going to look fantastic.
It's going to. I see the black and red coming out because they've already, if you believe, I still say Battlestar's still alive. But then again, like I said, he could be dead. I'm just saying when you got thrown into a pillar and you heard something snap, okay, he might be dead. I'm not going to argue that.
Marvel doesn't have a good track record of people saying snap.
Dang.
Unless they're from an alternate universe.
That is also true.
Yeah,
but
he could have fell on a twig, just landed and the twig just cracked inside his ass or something. I don't know, maybe.
But let's keep it going, y'all, because the last show we're gonna talk about, because like I said, we didn't have a lot of shows that started new. And Vaughn, I want you to watch this if you haven't already. It's on Amazon Prime, called Invincible, which is another.
Started the first episode, I gotta finish it, but I saw a video on YouTube where they basically showed the guy in he's super guy, kind of like Superman type. Just crazy fight, squishing eyes coming out the socket. Like, yes.
You saw that scene.
It's on World Star. So yeah, it's crazy when World Star is talking about it.
Yep, because that's a week. I mean, we had to tell people because we saw Invincible. The first thing me and Joe both said This is not for children.
Not at all.
We
better not bring your kids.
It was definitely a better not bring your kids, because first I was telling people, I was like, first off, the story is by Robert Kirkman, who actually did The Walking Dead, which still needs to be put down on AMC, but that's not neither here or there. But Invincible itself it's an interesting show. I know, Vaughn, you've seen the first episode. We're actually, of course, the most recent episode I want to talk about, because there was a character called Battle Beast that came out, and Battle Beast reminded me of every dude that got ticked off in a fight that wasn't worth fighting. Like, he would mercilessly beat people up. I mean, to the point to where he was doing fatalities, and at the end of it all, he was like, "This ain't even worth my time," and just be mad about the fact that he just took out an entire squad. But then again, Mahershala Ali's character, because he actually voices a character called Titan, that was actually an interesting twist. Yeah. Oh, no. He actually was an interesting character, because Titan's ability is he can actually just form concrete around his body and basically regenerate it if it breaks off. So it basically gives him elevated strength. So anyway, he was working, and I mean, the story itself, yeah, he was working for a crime boss. He was indebted to him. He got Invincible to believe that, hey, help me out to get out from under this guy, and then turn around and use Invincible to basically take over the crime lord's empire and basically become the new head boss. So he kind of pulled a reverse Kingpin, if you will, which I'm not mad about. But again, I'm not mad that he's now the new guy in charge. But the other part about the show that they got into is that, and I was going to ask Joe about this. I was going to say, Joe, how long do you think the wife is going to be around?
Well, to be completely honest, remember, I don't have a whole lot of experience from this, but from what I understand, the mom is actually greatly expanded on from the comics, so I don't really know. Okay. I also don't think that Nolan will kill her, because for everything we see, this is more of whatever plot he's going with is involving Mark.
Yeah.
And what Mark's gonna do, because that means whatever he's planning, he's either gonna have Mark with him or have Mark against him. I don't think he's too worried about his wife.
But she just but she did find the bloody suit.
She found the bloody suit, but she also makes a very good point to him at dinner, or after dinner, of, "I am the reason you live on this world.
That's true.
I am the reason you understand this world. I am the reason you have our son."
Wait, you say what's wrong, Vaughn?
Did you say soup or soup?
Soup. But it might sound like soup though. Yeah, because you've probably seen episode 1 where he basically fights the Guardians of the Globe.
Okay.
Yeah, he mercilessly kills all of them.
Yeah, and that's the one with the head smashing, the eyes popping out.
Yeah, that's the first episode.
He shot somebody in the vagina.
Oh yeah, he pretty much he homelanded a lot of people. But in this episode though, the wife was basically told by Damien Darkblood, who is a detective demon. I know. Yeah, detective demon who basically stays out of hell by solving crimes. So he was basically looking into the Guardians of the Globe murder, and so what wound up happening was that he basically figured out that Omni-Man killed them all. In doing so, kind of left up to the wife to sit there and say, "Hey, your husband's a killer." So now the wife finds his book of notes. And at the end of the episode, she actually does find the bloody suit that he had on, because that's basically the evidence.
So I have a name for that book. I call it the Noteronomicon.
Not the Noteronomicon. No, just missing human flesh.
No, it's just a very tiny human flesh.
Yeah,
it's just a notepad of human flesh.
Fair enough. But no, Vaughn, you're gonna love Invincible. It's just that at that part where it is right now, it's getting twisted because number one, you have the organization, the World Organization. They don't have a way to stop Omni-Man, so they figured with his son's blood, which is half Vermeer, which is actually where the Viltrum, thank you. So they're trying to test his blood to see if they can find a weakness, because technically, as the name implies, they don't have a way to actually stop the guy. So he's like he has no weaknesses whatsoever. So he's always been it's the Superman thing. It's the Superman theory. He's always been a constant threat.
What happens if Superman loses his mind?
Right. It's always been that, just like on Superman and Lois, where of course that's a whole other situation. But again, but in this case with Invincible, that's them trying to figure out, it's like, okay, what is it about this guy that we can use to actually stop him? And they never really did. What they're doing at the end of this episode was trying to test his blood. Like he said, we tried to napalm it. We threw acid at it. We tried to throw poison on it. Nothing seems to stop it. So he sat there and said, "Well, you better hope this kid has a good heart, because if he goes like his dad, we can't stop him." So it's stuff like that makes it interesting, though. But I'll put it this way: when you watch it, it's definitely worth. Of course, in your case, you're gonna like it like I like it, because you and me kind of have the same taste in cartoons and anime. So you'll definitely like Invincible once you catch up on that. But Joe, what did you think of the episode?
Oh, like every other episode thus far, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a little weird Robot cares that much about Monster Girl, but I don't know.
I think he's cloning people. That's just me.
That could just be it. He may be just trying to give her her 25-year-old body back.
Possibly.
I mean, the Mahler twins, they're at least at this point they're a running gag, but they're also, again, a means to an end, because they know their cloning technology.
Right. So I see, and especially the whole thing with Black Samson. Black Samson didn't have to get messed up like that. Oh, I was so mad about that. Black Samson. But then again, you have a guy named Battle Beast who was kind of on the same level as Omni-Man. And of course, with a team that wasn't working together, and they all just get washed, that's hard to take.
I just feel like he should have got his ass whooped for having a 70s name in 2021. Like, why are you named Black Samson? Could you have not thought of anything else?
But I do. All right, let me put it to you this way: this fight was Justice League Detroit against that giant monster.
Pretty much. You're right. That is pretty much the fight. That it's just like I called it Deathstroke-esque because it just felt that way. Like he was effortlessly whooping them. But yeah, I just want to see what more goes from that. But like I said, that's me. As far as shows go, those are really all the shows that we had this week. But
see, honestly, I kind of would think Eve would try to cover for Mark a little bit with Girlfriends.
She gonna
Mark, it's like, yeah, there's been an accident. He's at the hospital. Or something.
I'll be honest with you. When Adam Eve found out that she was dating Mark, at that point, Operation Cockblock was in effect.
Don't worry, I'm not that out of touch with the comics, so.
I know. I'm saying just from the episode standpoint, like I'm still needing to catch up on Invincible to actually read the graphic novel. But I'm just saying, just from the episode, it's like, oh, you're the one dating Mark. Not for long.
Hey, I'm gonna make a statement, and I want to know what you guys think about it.
Okay.
With the recent focus on the other side of superheroes, you got with The Boys, you got with Invincible, shows like what's that? Even Watchmen kind of looked into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is the new trope for the bad superhero, and are they already turning it running it into the ground, or do you think this is the good? This is a decent start.
No, we've already gone through that whole era of deconstructing superheroes with Alan Moore. See, what a lot of people don't understand, and this is just coming from me from what little I know about the book. I can be entirely wrong on this, but this is not a coming-of-age story that we're looking at. This is, how do I become the best superhero I can while Dad is this?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to probably go through all of Mark's life, because that is what the book Invincible is. It is literally Mark getting his powers day one to becoming a father, I think mentoring
other
two other Invincibles.
Yeah.
From what I don't know how they are related to him in any way, shape, or form. I'm not that far in the book. But we are looking at a deconstruction. I think the show is taking more of a deconstructionist aspect right now because we're trying to solve the mystery that we already know the answer to, but that universe doesn't, so it seems like it's a deconstruction. But this is just, right now, for us, in at least Invincible, this is a superhero, because we see him screw up horribly in the opening. We see him punch out a villain that surrenders, and we see him level a building with civilians in it, and him screwing up like that.
Yeah, so we're seeing basically Homelander mistakes. But I'll be honest with you, Vaughn, I looked at that, I'm like, I like the fact of seeing the dark side of superheroes. I mean, let's be honest, like Joe said, this isn't the first time, but, it's done in a way where the storytelling and the narrative pulls you in. Like The Boys, for example. The Boys, the Boys also on Amazon did a great job of following the graphic novel, but let's be honest, the show did drew a lot of people in because you saw what happened. What if superheroes weren't always, positive or upbeat or, selfless? You saw the darker side of it. And let's also be honest. Did that get our attention? Yes, because we like seeing Watchmen-esque like storytelling. It's interesting at the same time. It still makes sense. It's almost like you can't really. It's like the Joker on repeat. It's like seeing his entire monologue and going, "You ain't wrong." It's like it's like literally a la Dark Knight, where you see the Joker talking to Harvey Dent saying, "I never wanted this. all I wanted was error. All I wanted was chaos." He's like, and it's kind of funny where he went from, I just killed your girlfriend, but hey, let me talk to you for a second. Can I talk to you?
And I always just shot your broad in his face, but hey, let's have a conversation. Come on, walk with me. Let's go to the Waffle House. We can talk for a minute.
Yeah, and at the end of it all, he kind of slick-sided with him. But I mean, you ain't wrong about that, Vaughn. But anyway, before I get to your comic book reviews, I did want to say two gaming news things I found out. One of the things, Vaughn, I want to let you run with because I saw it on your page. I did want to talk about Outriders. Outriders is available. Well, actually, it's been available for a week. It is basically Destiny meets World of Warcraft, and I've kind of been playing it on and off a couple of nights this week. And if you were on the fence about playing it, I will say this: if you're a fan of Destiny, if you're a fan of World of Warcraft, if you're a fan of shooters, not like Call of Duty, because let's be honest, that's just you camping out waiting for somebody to pass you by. Yes, I said it. You're gonna like Outriders. The frame rate's good. It doesn't have the same load times as Destiny. You still are in a 3-man team, but there's actually a little bit more abilities and weapons that you can get to. And there are raids that you can do that aren't as intensive as Destiny, but still fun. So if you were interested in Outriders, I would say definitely play it. What are you going to say, Mom?
Now look here. Now, me personally, I am a loner when it comes to the gaming. I am a single-playing bastard. Is there any...
I do nothing but play single games, too, with the exception of Monster Hunter and Street Fighter.
Man, right on, brother, right on. So, is there any room on that game for me? Or
there's single. You can run single.
Okay,
you can run single on Outriders. You don't always have to run in a team. You can run single.
And they said that it's kind of Gears-esque. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, there are some Gears of War mechanics in it as far as cover and as far as some movement. It's really third person. It's third person. It's not first person shooting. Well, nope. Scratch that. It is first person. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of another game. So Outriders is a first person shooter. So you do have that vision. But Gears of War-esque, I think, because of the campaign itself. Because the story itself has a Gears of War feel to it. Still holding out for the next Gears of War Coalition. I hope you're listening. Because you didn't give us enough DLC on Gears 5, and I'm kind of pissed about that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Because I'm a Gears fan, I'm kind of mad about that. But yeah, Vaughn, but you're good. You're good on Outriders. You'll be good on Outriders if you want to run single. So let me get 4 before I go into this Gears of War.
Real quick, guess what I got in today?
What'd you get?
Cyberpunk.
Run all updates.
Yeah, okay.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Cyberpunk 2077 is great. Run every update that's out there before you play it. You'll thank me later.
I figured that, but I'll take your word for it, my brother.
I mean, take it from somebody who was playing Cyberpunk 2077 when it first came out, and I was so mad about the crashes at first. I was like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they fixed it. Months later, it's fixed. And I played it, beat it, still loved it, still go back and actually rerun a few things. But it's fun to play. It's just that you know me and new games. If I'm hyped about a new game like Resident Evil Village that's about to come out, and the fact that I'm about to drop money on the Capcom editions of Street Fighter and Season Pass to King of Fighters, because the gaming channel is going to be coming up very soon. I know, Joe. I know. You're already looking. I know. So the gaming channel will be up pretty soon.
How dare you be a normal game buying consumer? They didn't prepare for that. They wanted to give you a half-ass hamster running in the damn video game console of a game that wasn't finished, but you pay full price for it.
Yeah, well, that's the new pay system. The new pay system on fighting games is that they have seasons now. And unfortunately, there's not enough of us to boycott, so it is what it is. But Vaughn, I wanted you to take the lead on this one, Vaughn, because the next game I wanted to talk about before we get to Joe's comic book suggestions of the week is Streets of Rage 4 has a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And this DLC is interesting, and I'm going to try to play this, guys, so just bear with me and hopefully don't get banned. We shouldn't because it's on IGN.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Streets of Rage 4 DLC Mr. X Nightmare. Now, where'd Vaughn go?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. So I saw this on Vaughn's Facebook. Big BZA down on Facebook for all those that don't know Vaughn. Big BZA down on Facebook is his Facebook page, and he actually did post this Streets of 4 the DLC. That's how I found out about it. And Vaughn, what do you know about? Because I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one as far as the DLC and what's got going for it.
I can pretty much probably freestyle it. For as I know, is you get a new level. I don't know the extent of many levels you're going to get, but you get new people. One of those people being a boss that you fought within the game. She was like a lady cop, throwing bombs at you, and you get this new villain, mastermind. He kind of looks like a vibrator with arms, I guess.
Looks like Dr. Z from Streets of Rage 3, yeah.
Yeah, he's a new guy that you're going to be going up against. Just basically another cash grab, probably the same boards, just a little tweaks here and there, which is not a bad thing because Streets of Rage was pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
If you were on your nostalgic kick, it is the game that you should be trying out. It depends for me. My happiness of this DLC depends on how much I got to pay for said DLC.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I was kind of doing some quick research on it. There's not a price on it yet, and there's not a release date on it yet. So it's one of those, like you said before. I love Streets of Rage 4. I thought it was great. Still think it's great because you can go back and play with retro characters, especially from 1 and 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to say the least, but like I said, it's like the fact that Dotemu doesn't have a release date for it kind of makes me wonder about E3, which we'll talk about at the end of the show.
Probably get the release date, more gameplay for that during then. Yeah. They just probably want to say, hey, it's coming. You just gotta wait for it. It's one of those teaser to the announcement, to the trailer.
Feels that way. But also, but Joe, I know you have some comic book suggestions for this week that you want to go over.
Yep. So we got the start of the new Green Lantern series, which is going to start the majority of the people of color. A lot of alien of color, but
right.
The majority of the cast is mostly the African American Lanterns this time around.
Okay.
We're getting Teen Lantern, which the art is god awful on her. They make her look like they drew her as a black version of one of the Guardians of the Universe. All the time, her head is very disproportionate a lot of the times to her body.
That's off, but okay.
I'm rolling with it.
Makes it sound like some just lopsided. Nobody cared about it.
The Guardians of the Universe. That's whoo. Think the Watcher. Think that guy with I'll put it this way. Think like a cone head that's basically been stretched out. Yeah.
The artwork for her isn't bad. It's just very vastly different from the rest of the character designs.
That's kind of scary.
They do also answer no. They finally give a definitive answer in this book of no. She is not wielding Krona's gauntlet, but the design is so eerily similar. They need to figure out where it's from.
So it's her gauntlet, but it's not her gauntlet. Okay.
Well, it's not Krona's gauntlet that he's known for.
Oh.
But they do make mention that the gauntlet is so similar to Krona's, they need to figure out where it came from.
Leading to another story. Okay, I can kind of roll with that.
So the whole premise of this book is now that the Omniverse is here, they are making an what's a good way of putting this? Kind of a delegation for their universe to go into the Omniverse itself, and they're voting on species to be representatives, and it's not really looking good forward to the Green Lantern Corps because, you guys can barely police our universe as it is.
Right.
Let alone the multiverse. What good are you going to be in the Omniverse?
So they're literally doing a reverse invasion story.
Yes. Well, the interesting thing is this is picking up quite a few things we haven't seen in a while. The Sinestro Corps is back, led by Sinestro.
That'll be interesting.
The Red Lanterns are back.
How? Oh, nope. I know.
I'm not even going to say it. And then there's a fourth corps, which we have never seen before, which I'm not certain if this is from the Omniverse, but they wield the light of peace.
So they're not White Lanterns, but apparently they're going to be a new Lantern Corps?
I don't know if they're a Lantern Corps themselves. They just say before the Manhunters, the Guardians created us, which were essentially the Peace Corps.
Huh.
But their big thing is they can bring peace to anybody, so they are lethal upon contact or sight to Red Lanterns.
Huh.
Because if they bring peace, there's no rage, meaning the red light, which takes over the Red Lantern's blood,
right,
immediately leaves, and they're dead.
So they gotta be a core. I don't know. I have to read it. I have it on my list.
They literally are introducing this out of nothing, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I got that on my list.
So,
I got that on my list to read.
There,
I ain't gonna lie. It sounded like one of the writers was just riding down the street like, I gotta come up with something, oh my God. And he just rolled by one of the Peace Corps and said, what if they were white and had the peace? Their sign is peace. Cool. All right, I won't give them a name yet, but essentially they're the Peace Corps. Right?
So, they get... I'm not going to spoil everything. We'll just say one of the Guardians dies under mysterious circumstances by probably a representative of a species that the Guardians screwed over, and it kills the Guardian. Which you know that's like near impossible to do. Like, it's hard to kill a Guardian.
True, but that just narrowed it down like 4 suspects.
Well, we see who does it, but they're not sure who does it because they're basically... This issue is Star Wars Episode 1, the Senate scene.
Okay.
But if action actually took place.
Huh. All right.
But we also, and then they already said next episode they're going to call in the best detective the Green Lantern Corps has ever had. So Joe Mullins is going to be in the next issue.
Huh.
So already I'm looking forward to it. I am really digging the new Yellow Lantern designs. Because they gave them new designs, and they're kind of monk-like costumes this time around.
For fear? a monk of fear?
Well, here's how I'm looking at this: these costumes are for the delegates of what Sinestro is calling New Kogar. So these could just be uniforms to represent his planet, not the Corps themselves.
I'd probably say so.
Telling people.
What's up?
No, I was saying the angry monks are probably tired of telling people shh.
But it is... We do get the 4 bigwigs of the Sinestro Corps. So we get Lysidrak, we get Sinestro, we get... God, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now, but the big dude.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of his name. The Yellow Lantern that was taking children and storing them in their backbone?
Yeah. Yeah, those 4 are there.
Okay. That makes sense.
So, we only see Red Lanterns in the background, but we do see Bleeze, which means and Rancor, meaning we undid their ending.
Oh, so we don't see Dexter anywhere?
No, Dexter was in Justice League Odyssey, so we don't know where he is right now.
Got it.
But no, I still recommend this because it's a Green Lantern book. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. This is a rare take on the Green Lanterns because we are always with a guy who is in this issue, but he's not going to be a central focus. Mm-hmm. He's going to be more of a background. We're usually with Hal. We are never really we're with Simon. It looks like the main core this time is Teen Lantern, John, Simon Baz, and Joe Mullins.
So we're going with a smaller core this time. A smaller unit this time.
Yeah, we'll go with a smaller core, and this is a person of color writer using his personal preference, which I am all for.
Yeah.
I want to see because I know Joe Mullins is getting ready to call everybody out on their BS. If you've read Far Sector, the moment someone says something stupid to her, she's going to call him out on it.
Of course. It's going to be funny, and it won't be, and kids will not be able to read that part. Well, at least unless they have edited.
He's going to eviscerate Jon Stewart the moment he tries to play Marine to her.
Oh, yeah. But what other recommendations you got, with Joe?
All right. We got the other history of DC Universe. We're on issue 3 right now. I'll just give a quick rundown. This explores the DC mythology from unexplored social political views from people of color around the DC universe.
Okay.
So this is the Life and Times first issue of Jefferson Pierce as Black Lightning, being one of the first black prominent superheroes.
Not the CW version.
Not the CW version, the actual one. It explores his life and what it's like to be
Go ahead.
him.
Go ahead, Vaughn. Go on and say it.
No, go ahead.
No, nothing. I have nothing to say.
I think you're gonna say. I was gonna say Scooter's a superhero. I thought you were gonna say it. It looked like you were gonna say it.
No. I forgot all about that.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
The second issue is Mal Duncan and him stepping onto the Teen Titans, meeting Bumblebee, falling in love, having to deal with the many personas he's had to take on over his course as a hero, including Jericho with that goofy horn and the giant white costume with the T's on his chest.
Oh, Jericho.
Even he's like, I don't know what possessed me to wear that. It was that day and age. I quickly got rid of that.
I thought it was hot at the time. I thought it was hot.
Hey, fellas.
And
I hate to cut you off, but I'm gonna have to go on and cut out real quick. Sorry, man.
No, you're good.
Enjoyed them, man. I will be back if I can come back, man.
Oh, you're good. Thanks for jumping on, Vaughn.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, later. But yeah, I mean the compilations are. I know we talked about it, about those compilations that were coming out, you know, and I'm looking forward to them. But what else do you got?
We got Noctera issue 2. This is by Scott Snyder, who is of
Way better
Batman
writer.
and death metal fame. This is the second issue. We learn a little bit more about the Big PM. So we are at 13 p.m. So each p.m. we now learn designates a year after the world went dark.
Huh, okay.
So this is the 13th year the world has been dark. So we're at 13 p.m. We get to see what I guess is the main character takes on a grandfather and his granddaughter, and they're saying it's like, hey, you're a convoy runner. We need to get here because of X. I'm not going to spoil what X is.
Okay.
She's like, you know what, fine. And then as soon as she accepts the job and gets back in her convoy, she's cut off by the new villain, which is called Blacktop Bill, who is completely blacked out as a character with the exception of his teeth. Even his speech bubble is black.
Okay.
And I've got a feeling he is going to be probably the long haul villain for a while.
Okay.
We get a little bit more about her background with her little brother. We do know from the first issue the little brother is infected with the darkness, meaning he doesn't have long before he becomes a beast of dark. We are still, light is the key. There's light all the time. Everyone's dressed in neon. They even go to one of the safe havens to recharge her truck, where it's called the Neon Forest, where everyone's just hung Christmas light neon all over the place. And then we see Blacktop Bill, and I guess his Marauders, because they got like... You remember that monster truck that was the bad guy in the Bigfoot cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one of those.
Oh, dear God.
He's got an SUV, two SUVs, looks like a Tron cycle, and it looks like he's basically driving a Batmobile. He is driving a Batmobile. I mean, it's Scott Snyder, so I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
but he's driving a Batmobile.
A souped-up off-roaded Batmobile. I can see that.
Oh yeah, no, I'll send you the picture in a bit.
So
he's like, hey, Miss Val, I've been contacted to take that old man and that girl from you. Would you mind if I just get them? And she's like, no. He's like, great, I was hoping for this.
Oh, God, that is...
And then he proceeds to blow up half her convoy.
I can see that. But I did want you to talk about another one, though, because that definitely does sound like that's another suggestion. I know that you did want to cover Batman the Long Halloween.
Well, we got one more book.
Okay, go ahead.
It's called, it's from Boom Studios. It's from Tom Taylor, who's currently writing Nightwing. We also know him from his work on Deceased. Mm-hmm. And No, New Wolverine. It's his own creator book called Seven Secrets.
Oh, right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of a there are 7 secrets in the world. They can be weapons, phrases, anything. But if any of them get unleashed, they will upset the entire balance of the world.
Right.
So you have a secret group that is protecting these 7 secrets, and they're in cases at all costs. And we just pick up with 2, and then it just kind of turns into a R-rated version of the Secret Saturdays, but without the cryptid. It's more of the villains chasing the heroes to get these whatever's in that briefcase.
Okay. Because I'm about to say, with that one, I've heard of it, but I've never really read that story. So now I have to add that. I have to add that to the list.
Tom Taylor does not disappoint in anything he writes.
Say what?
Tom Taylor does not disappoint in anything he writes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and actually add that, because I've heard of that story, but I've never read it. So I'm definitely have to add that. I'm going to have to add that one to that one. I'm going to add that to the list. My list is, oh God, I'm going to need about a good month to get through. Well, not a good month. 3 days.
At some point, I'm going to have to apologize, but I'm not going to yet.
Oh, the same 3-4 days. Yeah, 4 days tops. But I'm going to keep that in mind. But like I said, with the Long Halloween, it's one of the arguably one of the best Batman stories ever really told across the comic book series. And I know you wanted to talk about it. I loved it. Basically because I know before we talked about it on the podcast that, you know, a lot of the aspects from the Long Halloween was actually added in Christopher Nolan's Batman run. But for all those that don't know, Joe, would you like to explain what Batman the Long Halloween is?
It's basically Batman Year 2. In the long thing, it's the fall of Harvey Dent into Two-Face. And it's also seeing Batman slowly get his more supervillains-based rogue gallery.
Yeah.
Because Batman Year 1 is mostly him dealing with the mob.
Yeah, the Marconi and Falcone crime families, right?
Yeah.
Maroni and Falcone. And Carmine, yeah. I think. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, in Long Halloween, this is Batman Year 2. We're starting to learn who his villains are. He's going to obviously learn who Catwoman is. He's going to deal with the Joker, the Penguin. But there's a crime thing going on where people are dying on holidays. So they got to go figure out how it happened. So he's dealing with Calendar Man, who I love to death, and Harley Quinn. That's honestly my only real exposure to Calendar Man outside of the Arkham Knight game. Mm-hmm. But this is more a closer look at Harvey Dent and how he fell. And this is also the source material used for Dark Knight, I believe.
Yeah.
We see a lot of scenes lifted from Dark Knight in this animated movie. The Tower of Cash. Mm-hmm.
The introduction. The introduction of the coin, they filled with, but it wasn't bad.
Yep. So, we get Jensen Ackles finally getting to be Batman, just not in real life.
Just not Red Hood. Just not Red Hood yet.
He's good in any of them. I know that for a fact. Mm-hmm. We see Troy Baker returning as Joker. The last time he did that was Arkham Origins, where he did a fine job. I am more than okay with him doing the Joker.
Between him and Mark Hamill, I can't complain.
No, if he's following Mark Hamill, he's... The only other person I don't mind being the Joker is honestly John DiMaggio from The Red Hood.
Yeah. But it's just... I guess I'm just picky, because Mark Hamill's iconic voice of the Joker, it's like he doesn't turn it off. Like you can hear him, hear him talking, it's like he can't turn off being Joker in anything. But I mean, yeah, but Troy Baker's good too. I can't be mad about that. But with the Long Halloween though, like I said, it's for all those that want to read it. I think it's a 13 comic series, 13 or 14 if memory serves me right. But it is available if you do want to watch it, if you want to read it. The movie itself is going to be broken down into 2 parts because I guess Warner Brothers figures out that it's a part 1, part 2 series now. But like I said before, I don't know what it is about Warner Brothers. You get animated movies right, but your live action movies you don't get right. I have never been able to figure that out. Like, Under the Red Hood was great. Batman Mask of the Ninja was great. Even Soul of the Dragon, which was, again, an Elseworld story, was still good. So,
which to me didn't even need Batman in it.
Really didn't. But again, it's like, I don't get it with DC when they get animated movies right, but they can't get live action right. But yeah. But anyway, just to recap, Long Halloween, I believe part 1, if it's not already released, it will be. I think the release date was either today or tomorrow, one of the two. So you definitely should watch that when it comes out, because if it does follow the comic, it's going to be great. It might be slightly edited because the comic itself was very adult in nature and graphics, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to do the same half. Well, I don't know. DC's kind of went mature a couple of times, so they could kind of follow the comic step for step. But again, the Long Halloween, with it coming out, like I said, is definitely watchable. The last two things, let's try it again before I got tongue-tied. The last two bit of news that I got, because I'm so glad I made it this far. As far as this podcast, I have been tripping and falling over myself, so I apologize profusely. Destiny 3 does have a release date. Unfortunately, it will not be until 2026, which means that for anybody that was expecting Destiny 3 on current consoles, you'll be sadly mistaken. It seems at this point, you're only going to be able to play this on a PS5 or Xbox Series S if they ever restock those. The reason being,
I just realized I'll be 43 when that comes out.
I'll be 3 years behind you. So,
why are you younger than me?
Huh? I'm 38.
Why are you younger than me?
Chance. Chance and fortune. But no. The reason why it's being pushed back 2026, basically because Bungie still has a lot of things to do in Destiny 2 and other stories. Currently, they are still running. They're still running the current Titanfall series. They are expecting another Lightfall series to be released in the fall after the current season is done. So, not that I didn't mind Destiny 2. I still love Destiny 2. I still play it. I'm just hoping to finally wrap up the Destiny 2 story so we can move on to 3. But that's it, Fred. The last bit of thing that we want to talk about, guys, was E3. For all those that don't know, E3 is the Electronics Expo that usually involves all major video game makers and certain developmental groups out there. Now, because of coronavirus, E3 was actually relegated to internet, or I should say virtual meetings as they call them. And even more so, some of the big headers like Nintendo, like Sony, Square Enix, they've all decided to have their own showcases. Now, there will be an E3 this year. Of course, there will be many big headliners between Microsoft, Ubisoft, Revolver Digital, other PC game studios that will be coming out. And I wanted to bring this up as the last bit of thing that we're going to talk about because I wanted to ask Joe, what do you expect to see, or what do you think we'll see at E3 that will most excite you?
Honestly, I'm not even surprised there's an E3 to begin with. I thought that thing was... We got rid of that thing pointless last year.
Oh, no, sir. It's like Comic-Con. They're actually having a virtual Comic-Con this year.
All right. Let me run it down based on what's going to be there. Nintendo, we will probably get more Pokemon news.
Yeah.
We'll probably get an update for Monster Hunter. We'll probably get something for Zelda because apparently Nintendo is still remembering.
I want a Metroid game. That's what I want. I want to actually have a Metroid game for the Switch.
Nintendo also needs to still remember that this is the 35th anniversary of Zelda, so they got some time to pull something out of their butt.
No, don't do that. Don't say Breath of the Wild 2. I am currently playing that right now.
No. I'm not going to be that facetious. At least maybe an announcement of an HD remake, maybe as a collaboration of Ocarina of Time,
Majora's Mask,
and Wind Waker.
Oh, I would love it. I would love to see all the pre ones: Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, the Wind Waker, the Four Swords, the Minish Cap. I would love to see all those be playable on Switch. Nintendo, if you're listening.
Xbox. They're going to announce a bunch of games, and then immediately tell us we can get them on Windows 10.
Dang.
They do that every time. I mean, in
Microsoft's defense, 4 out of those games they announced are pretty good.
Oh no, I'm not talking about quality. I'm talking about that they continuously undercut their own console.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, it pretty much is Windows 10 without the OS. But I see your point.
Oh, it is. It is. Capcom, probably they are going to be talking maybe more about Street Fighter. They will probably be also elaborating on the Monster Hunter news.
I see Resident Evil remakes coming out.
Resident Evil, Hope for Hope, Streams of Dreams, a Mega Man game.
When not, if we get a Mega Man game in this day and age, I'll be surprised.
Maybe they could just announce that, hey, remember all the battle networks that are on the Wii U? We're moving them to Switch, which I will buy instantly.
Oh, that would send people running for...
Konami, we swear to God, people, we're not just pachinko. We're actually tried. No, you won't. You're pachinko. But you're going to give us Silent Hill, but it's going to be pachinko.
I don't know if they want to go with Silent Hill just yet. I mean, there's rumors of it. It's been trademarked. I still say we're probably going to get another Final Fantasy VII remake episode update. I think they're going to...
No, because the interlude or integrate will already be out the month prior.
Right, for PS5 owners, which again was kind of a pain in the butt.
7, but for Square Enix, they're not going to be at
E3. Right.
But if anything, they'll give us Final Fantasy 16 news.
I can see that.
Because in a con environment or a trade show environment, Square Enix is not going to announce anything if they do not have a playable demo on that floor.
I mean, they did announce
that. They do not have an overly stylized video with a playable demo or a playable demo.
I mean, Death Stranding, though, really wasn't a demo.
No, it was a preview of 2020 and 2019.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it wasn't a demo, but I see your point.
Ubisoft, maybe they'll finally give us more information on that Prince of Persia remake that got delayed. Maybe some stuff upgrade or an expansion to either Assassin's Creed or Legion or Watch Dogs.
It will probably be another Assassin's Creed, but everybody keeps hoping for feudal Japan. It's not going to happen.
We had it. It's called Tenchu Stealth Assassins. I keep telling this to people.
Okay, let's rephrase this. We want Tenchu Stealth Assassins in an open world setting that's history accurate.
So Tenchu Stealth Assassins 2. Got it. Don't care what people say, that's my favorite one. I know people say that's the worst. Well, they can go get over themselves.
Well done. I kind of thought you would throw that out there. I was waiting for it. But while you're looking that up, though, I'll just go ahead.
What does even Take-Two make? Okay, Take-Two. They are the Outer Worlds people. We will probably be getting more Outer Worlds,
which wasn't bad. I actually did enjoy it.
No, I really enjoy Outer Worlds. Mm-hmm. Warner Brothers are going to be showing off their 2 Batman games. We know they both got delayed.
Yeah.
We know,
what was that one? Batman. What was that one Batman game that had Red Hood, Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl? What was it called?
That's Gotham Knights. That probably got pushed back, so they can probably give it a single-player campaign.
Well, yeah.
That got pushed back to 2022. We may get some actual details on Suicide Squad. That one didn't get pushed back. That was always coming out in 2023 anyways. That's fine.
But that looks so good. For what that was to assassinate the, I forgot what it's called, superhero. It was called Suicide Squad,
Kill the Justice League.
Kill the Justice League, there we go. Oh, I love the trailer. So I'm like, if the trailer is anything, it's going to be nuts. I'm looking forward to the gameplay.
The one that kind of confuses me is Koch Media. They're the Metro Exodus people and the Saints Row people. That means we're probably either getting a new Metro or we're getting Saints Row. What are we on now? 4 or 5?
5.
So Saints Row 5, which from the other gaming podcasts I listen to, it sounds like they want to kind of turn back the goofiness a bit on Saints Row, kind of make it a Saints Row 2 if that's what they want to go back to their vision.
I was gonna say because
I have no dog in that fight. Neither one. Metro is more my thing than Saints Row. I'm not a big Grand Theft.
Now, see, Vaughn's a Saint Row. I'm a Metro fan because I got introduced to Metro 2033, and that made me want to play the other game before that, and then Exodus. But no, Vaughn is a Saints Row fan. He loves that game to death. I tried it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But I was gonna say, I still, like I said, as you're looking this up, like I said before, I know, like I said, we're gonna see stuff at E3. We're probably gonna be seeing a lot more from like I said before, with Sony, Square Enix, Nintendo all doing their own things. I'm just gonna go ahead and say the one thing I'm looking forward to that I hope we hear news about. We might not see a playable demo. I just want news because Sony, specifically Santa Monica Studios, you guys have a game or have inklings, rumors of a game that, let's be honest, that even still now a lot of us still play, and that's God of War. Now, of course, at the last showcase that you guys had, y'all decided y'all just were going to be petty at the end of the showcase and go, oh, we got one more thing, and you just hear Kratos say, be prepared, and you see God of War Ragnarok, which, again, there is no official news about it. There is nothing set in stone. There may be a few trademarks for Ragnarok being taken out there. That doesn't mean anything. But if there's anything I'm expecting from E3 aside from the list that Joe's already went through, for me, Sony, I need to hear God of War Ragnarok is coming. Now, I don't expect it to be this year. I don't expect we'll see if God of War Ragnarok is actually happening. I don't expect it until 2022. I really don't expect it until another year. Just because God of War, the remake God of War was so much fun, and now that we're at this part to it's like, okay, we want to see the story of Kratos and Atreus, which we come to find out his actual name was Loki, and of course, go from there as far as Ragnarok goes, because anybody that's followed Norse mythology knows that was the end of the gods, the end of the Norse gods. So, with Santa Monica Studios doing such a great job with the first God of War, I'm expecting in this E3, which I believe, was it June the 13th and 14th? That it's E3 this year?
Yeah, it's weird this year. It's actually on a weekend, so it's from a Saturday through Tuesday. That's pretty unusual for them.
Yeah, they usually go, what, Thursday to Sunday?
No, they usually go like Monday through Thursday.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm thinking East, Pac East, sorry. So yeah, Comic-Con's different. Pac East goes weekends. But it's I put it this way, for me to actually, that's the game I'm looking for. I mean, I'm looking forward to all games. I keep hoping Nintendo comes out with a Metroid game. I keep hoping, I'll even take a Star Fox game. I would love a new Star Fox game from Nintendo. Nintendo actually has a great library to actually pull from. And just like Joe mentioned about Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, I'm currently playing right now, and it is heavenly. I got lost, and I knew I was going to get lost in Breath of the Wild because 5 hours could feel like 5 minutes passed by. And it was great, and which also makes me want to go get Skyward Sword. I'm waiting for GameStop to deliver my Monster Hunter because apparently between here and Georgia, apparently all packages get lost. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, just from the way E3 is right now, I am just looking forward to seeing what they're going to come up with next. But yeah.
Monster Hunter update from me. I am in high rank. I am currently grinding the Mud Dragon because he gives me Kamen Rider armor.
I'm just looking forward to actually playing it if GameStop ever sent. Well, GameStop sent it. I'm not gonna point out the logistical group that currently has my package right now. I just want to hear. That's all I want. Otherwise, I would just order it digitally. But anyway, but that's really all that we got as far as this week goes. Like I said, we just want to cover a lot. So I just want to, of course, thank Joe for being on here. Thank Vaughn for being on here today. Joe, do you got anything that you want to plug or say before we call it a day?
Yeah, I mean, I got my YouTube channel, Total Justice Gaming. I guess I can actually plug my Instagram on here, which is Nashville_Green Lantern and Nashville Green Lantern and Nashville_Scarlet Spider.
Nice.
I do DC and Marvel. Okay. At some point, I'll be doing indie comic stuff too, because I got Radiant Black costume in the works.
Nice. Cool. And of course, in
I'm
Vaughn.
slowly getting into the Zemo stuff.
Oh, I saw the Zemo gloves. I saw you post the Zemo gloves first. I saw you post the Zemo gloves. You got them.
I liked them.
Oh, they look great for cosplay.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, let me get to Vaughn because, like I said, Vaughn is also my podcasting buddy. He actually, like I said, his Facebook page, BigBZA Dot. Definitely go there as he is back to podcasting, as he is on a schedule again, as he'll be podcasting, I believe, Sunday again with the VSTs, and during the week he actually will do a random, let's just call it RAF, because, yeah, we can't say what the full name of that show is on this one. And, of course, he does have his Falcon Around, which is his pop-up show that he does. That he shows beats on. So if you like beats or you want to purchase those beats, definitely reach out to Vaughn. Definitely at BigBZA Dot on Facebook. Now, of course, for me, the link at the bottom, if you copy and paste it there, will take you to my link tree, which has all the YouTube links for all of my shows, for How the Frack We Got Here, Git Bit, and the Awfulness Podcast, on Facebook and YouTube. So feel free to like and subscribe all, and also share them as well. Like I said, just try to build it, like me, Joe, and everybody else does in this podcast. We simply talk about everything that has a fandom, and what I mean by a fandom is, if you like it and it's passionate and it makes you happy, then it's a fandom, and you're one of us. Come join us at the table. We're cool-ish. But with that being said, guys, like I said before, thank you all for watching. If you're watching this live, and thank you for commenting, and also if you're watching this on the playback, please comment if it's live about anything we discussed, because I still want to know everybody's opinions. Aside from that, guys, please stay safe about the COVID-19, all that good stuff. And, of course, thank you all essential people for, who have to go out and go work. I know a lot of people working from home. But thank you guys that go out to work in the hospitals, whether you're doctors, nurses, staff, or things of that nature. Whether you work in gas stations, grocery stores, truck drivers, whether you work in Amazon's warehouse like Amazon, or in logistics like United States Postal Service, FedEx, UPS, and DHL. You are all welcome and respected and should get more than what you got coming for you. So, that is not... I mean, you should get more than what you should be getting, not that you should be... This has been... You know what? This has been a train wreck, and I apologize profusely. Just know that we love all of y'all. Aside from that, guys, that's been it for Git Bit. Thank you all for watching, and like I said, take care of each other, and we'll get through this. Peace.